Protozoan protists include different categories of zooflagellates, sporozoans, ciliates, and they have various general characteristics. They are almost all of them are animal like, and the characteristics, the first is the occurrence. It is found worldwide, but it is confined to aquatic, that is either water or marine environment, terrestrial or parasitic. Some of these parasitic forms, they are capable of causing very serious disease to the animals as well as human beings. Form and structure. They are small, microscopic, unicellular, and colorless organisms whose shapes may vary. For example, they can be spherical, oval, bell shaped, spinal shaped, slippery, or irregular shaped, and the body symmetry is also various type, like radial symmetry, bilateral, or irregular symmetry is observed. The body is naked, consisting of uninucleate or multinucleate protoplasm bounded by delicate membrane or a firm pellicle, theca, lorisa, or siliceous shell. Outer covering can be a siliceous silicon dioxide shell. They have certain specialized organelles concerned with specific functions. The locomotion in these organisms is with the help of pseudopodia or flagella or cilia. Nutrition is either holozoic or saprobic. Holozoic in the sense the organism directly engulfs the food particle or the organism where and digests it, and saprobic means from dead and decaying organic matter the food is withdrawn or nutrition is taken. Respiration is through the entire body surface or at times even through the contractile vacuole. The excretion in these organisms takes place through the contractile vacuole and the body surface. Osmoregulation in these organisms is with the help of contractile vacuole, or at times even the excess amount of water is released by this process, by the help of that contractile vacuole present in the organism. Reproduction is asexual as well as sexual. Asexual reproduction includes binary fission, multiple fission, and budding, whereas sexual reproduction takes place by syngamy and fertilization and conjugation. Cyst formation is something which takes place only when unfavorable conditions are there. So during unfavorable condition only we will see that cyst formation has occurred. Now these organisms, they were categorized on the basis of their locomotory organ. So rhizopods, basically they are unicellular, they have presence of shells. The movement and nutrition takes place with the help of pseudopodia, which has ectoplasm and endoplasm. They are found in freshwater, marine environment, and soil. They are few parasitic forms of rhizopods, and they can transmit disease by drinking water, food, or utensils. These they are basically heterotrophs, and they depend either on the decaying food particles from organic matter, or they absorb the organic matter from the dead and decaying organisms, or they are at times parasitic. Examples are amoeba and entamoeba. What is the locomotory organ? It is the, yes, pseudopodia, the cytoplasmic extension. Flagellates are the next category, and they are like commonly called as flagellates. Locomotory organelle is the flagella in the adults. The body is covered by a thick pellicle. Binary fission takes place longitudinally. Some of them are free living, though parasitic types are also available. Nutrition is autotrophic or heterotrophic, or maybe both types. Example is Giardia and Leishmania. Now, both these forms, Leishmania is the parasite which causes scalager or black sickness. So, dum dum fever was the ancient name given to this disease, and it was very common. The parasite survives in the cells of the liver, spleen, or lymph glands, and through the blood corpuscles, it infects the entire circulatory system. The main symptoms of this disease is continuous fever accompanied by enlargement of liver, and it is caused by a fly known as sandfly in common name, or commonly known as sandfly. Leishmania is caused by that sandfly. This is Giardia, and it is also a parasitic organism, and it causes, basically it is found in the intestine, so it causes stomach ache, then abdominal discomfort, headache, sometimes epigastric pain is there, gas formation. These all problems are caused because of Giardia. It is also known as the grand old man of the intestine. So you can see the organism, it has presence of flagella all over its body. Next category is of the ciliates. Cilia is the chief cell organelle for locomotion of these organisms. It is not only for used for locomotion but also for food capturing. Mostly the organisms are free living, some of them are parasitic. Outer covering of the body is pellicle. Morphologically, two different types of nucleus are present in these ciliates. Now, when I say that two different kinds of nucleus are present, then the function of the nucleus is also different. So, one of them is large, large nucleus or macronucleus, which controls all the vegetative metabolic activities of and the growth, whereas small micronucleus is responsible for the sexual reproduction. So this is always to be kept in mind, that the small nucleus is representing or is responsible for reproduction, whereas the larger nucleus is controlling all the metabolic activities. There is presence of contractile vacuole, and the reproduction is by transverse binary fission or conjugation. Example is paramecium and varicella. These organisms have the capability of stinging their prey at times. So that is a common thing. You see the structure of this paramecium in a enlarged way. You can see the trichocyst. Trichocysts are the minute injectable or ejectable uh, thread like or cilia, ejectable cilia, which are capable of performing defense mechanism for the organism, and even it is helpful in stinging the prey. So prey is killed or stung by the trichocyst. It is very important. Similarly, if you see the contractile vacuole over here, this is contractile vacuole. So if excess water is inside, and that time it is expelled out. Cytopage, you can see here, this cytopage is helpful in ejaculation of the digested food or absorbed food. So different structures are there, and each of it is equally important. Micro and macronucleus are quite important. Macronucleus is this big structure, micronucleus is the small one. Small one is the one which is responsible for reproduction. Next is about the sporozoans. Sporozoans, they lack the locomotory organelles. Their body is covered by pellicle. They are parasitic. Single nucleus is present. Absence of contractile vacuole. Reproduction is by multiple fission and syngamy. The examples are plasmodium and monocystis. You can see the structure over here. Uh, Basically, this structure is of red blood cell. This is a red blood cell, and inside it that blue colored something is visible, and that is the plasmodium. It causes malaria, you all are already aware of. So this is about some of the categorization of the protists on the basis of their locomotory organs.